Caroline Olsen joins us again to share what we can do to help Youth Services of Tulsa this time of year. Now, before we waddle on down the road, what is the organization?
Yes, great question. Youth Services of Tulsa is a youth serving agency in Tulsa County serving young people ages 12 to 24 through a variety of programs and services. We've got about 20 different programs that are basically under four main umbrellas. We offer counseling services, we offer delinquency prevention and juvenile justice services, we have youth development programming, as well as runaway and homelessness services. So really working to really cover the spectrum of teenage and adolescent experience, with the understanding that it's a time of great change in a young person's life and in a human's life. It's a time of turmoil. You've got a lot of, bodily changes, physiological changes that are happening, social changes that are happening. And it's also a critical time for people who just need a support system and don't have a support system. So, whether you are, have been experiencing chronic poverty or chronic homelessness or chronic mental health issues, we are able to just kind of step in as that support system for young people, just offering them just a trusted adult relationship and hopefully helping young people move forward on the path to self-sufficiency.
Well, that begs the question then, how do you get your hands on these folks? Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't just go out and go knock door to door. Hi, you got any young people in there having a problem?
Yeah, well, and I guarantee you that answer, if you have a teenager, would be like, yes, I've got a teenager. Here they are. Please help me, right? Because teenagers
or a 2-year-old.
are hard. Exactly. Teenagers and kids and humans in general are hard relationally. We find these young people in schools. They're referred to us by different partner agencies. We work closely with the Office of Juvenile Affairs. So any young person in the juvenile justice system in Tulsa County would be referred to us, whether that's for a court diversion program or for young people in secured lock placement facilities. We also work a lot with our kind of continuum of care with homelessness services. So we really work to serve the youth population in that continuum in Tulsa.
You probably are on a first name basis then with a lot of judges.
Yeah, certainly a lot of our staff is, yes.
Yeah. Tulsa recently embraced a curfew.
That's right.
For the downtown area. Did you see an uptick in your numbers?
My gut reaction is no, but I think that that's probably because we partnered with Tulsa Police to provide a lot of outreach, especially when it was first enacted. We had teams out there, after working a full work week, would go out on a Friday and Saturday night and just make sure people were aware. I think that was kind of the biggest thing, was just making sure young people were aware. I think, the curfew has helped in a way, and just making sure young people know kind of where they're allowed to be and when, and making sure too that our youth have a voice and that they are advocating.
Let me interrupt here just for a minute. How do you make a young person aware? Do you walk up, hi, I'm so and so, and you have a badge?
Yeah, they're usually wearing a youth services shirt, and I will just, full disclosure, I don't do this part of the work. I joke that I'm the cheerleader and I get to go out and talk to great people like yourself about the work that our case managers are doing. But those case managers, they're in the business of teens. They're in the business of young people. And so they know how to approach a young person. And they are confident to go up and say, hey, hi, I'm with Youth Services. Did you know that this curfew exists? Did you know that, if you're working, it's fine. If you're with your family, it's fine. If not, you've got to be accounted for by, 10 p.m. or I think it was 10 p.m.
How long have you guys been around?
We've been around since 1969, so is that 56 years now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, gosh, I wonder, I don't guess there's any way to know how many kids you've worked with.
Oh gosh, we estimate on a yearly basis that we reach about 18,000 youth in Tulsa County through all of our programs.
Yeah.
I think that There are programs that are growing. You know, we saw 590 young people in our drop-in center at the station downtown. So young people who are experiencing homelessness. We saw 590 individuals in that drop-in center last year, and that's going up. You know, the number of young people in our housing program is going up. So kind of as the world shifts and turns, and these kind of, you know, the forces that are at play do their thing, we are seeing an uptick in those numbers as well. I'd love to know how many young people we have reached in total, but 18,000 in a year, so whatever that
Really?
is. Yeah, yeah.
Golly, you must keep incredible records that would let us know about that. Yeah. How are you funded?
We've got quite a diverse funding model. So we operate, we've got, of course, a very generous local community, whether that's local businesses, foundations, and of course individuals, churches that just really want to step in and help. But we also do operate. We operate with the Office of Juvenile Affairs, so we get some funding for programming from them. But also, you know, federal grants, state grants, local grants, all the grants. So we really work to kind of keep that model diverse, just to make sure that we don't completely fall apart in case our funding source does disappear.
Then I would assume, and a big assumption here, that with all the craziness going on in Washington, grants being cut, people being cut, that's going to affect you, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's tricky, and we've been doing a lot of planning and thinking and trying to, you know, get really creative with, you know, our asks, and thankfully, you know, our local kind of foundations and businesses have really seen that, and, you know, luckily for us, they also really see the need, and they see the need for the work we're doing. So we've had a lot of people come up and say, you know, how can we help? And that has been very heartening in a time, I think, that it's low morale in the nonprofit world, and, you know, seeing a lot of our partners who are actively losing funding for programs that are vital.
Are you statewide?
So youth services, we're countywide, and then there are other youth services organizations county by county. So there's like a Creek County Youth Services, for example.
Okay, so but you're in what, Tulsa County?
Tulsa County. Mm-hmm.
Okay, hey, thank you for coming in.
Yeah,
and
of course.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like to get you back down the road.
Sure.
Maybe delve into the records a little bit.
Sure.
Because this business of grant cutting in Washington, I mean, it's getting to be second nature. They just, you know, it seems as though it's an indiscriminate thing, but it's not.
Right.
It's all politics, and you guys are not political.
We are not political. Nope, we serve any youth, all youth, with the aim and with the knowledge that youth are the future. You know, young people get older, and how can we support those young people, no matter what they're going through, to be our future and be the future of our community? And that, you know, I think when we support them, our community is stronger because of that.
Well, thank you for coming by.
Thank you.
Really grateful. And we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more right after this.